Thank you guys, man. It's good to be here.
Nice.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys. I like it post-boner. You know.
Who doesn't?
You know?
Who doesn't? You were going to be pre-boner, but now you're post-boner.
Thank you. I'll take it either way.
Jeremy's in town, of course, to be a Wise Guys doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And you're noted for being an actor mainly.
Yes.
And I mean, I really did love you. I was not a big Entourage watcher. I watched a lot of it, but not all of it.
I'll be honest,
but you were great on it.
I would fast forward to your parts and then watch your parts and then fast forward.
He's not saying that just because you're here.
I'm
He's
serious.
No, really.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Because that character was just awesome.
Yeah, you know, that's very kind of you, and I had a blast doing it. I grew up in Chicago doing sketch comedy and theater, and that character of Ari Gold was kind of like, you know, balls to the wall, kind of a commedia dell'arte, and that sounds very pretentious, so bear with me. Well, that's a form that I studied, which is just basically totally emotionally invested, you know, heightened emotional states. And I had a blast playing that character. 8 years in a movie, my God. And one of the things I talk about on stage, watch this transition, you guys.
Here we go.
At Wise Guys, tonight, 7 and 9:30.
Yes, good. Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
Good.
One of the things I talk about is doing that show. My mother was my first acting teacher at the Piven Theater. And so I would run lines with my mother. And so I'm screaming Lloyd at the top of my lungs, you know, and saying, you know, I'm going to choke you out with the strap on. And my mom was listening to me going, yeah, that's great. Okay, great. Make the strap on more specific. Who is it? What is the strap on to you?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with the strap on? I don't have a relationship with the strap on. No. So that's, I mean, this is what's so great about stand-up for me. It's the only form of, the only arena that I haven't tried. I grew up in the theater and was lucky enough to do film and TV forever, and did a little interviewing and did a documentary, stuff like that. I've never done stand-up, and my friends are stand-up comedians, and I just thought, you know, I love to write, and I've been trying to get my own material into various things my whole life. Why not do something where you're the writer and you're guiding and you live or die based on your thoughts and ideas? And selfishly, it's a way for people to spend an evening with me and see, like, who in God's name is this guy?
So are you writing, is it essentially that, are you writing yourself a little play and acting out a play while you're, and it's sort of you're acting the part of a stand-up comedian?
No, you know, it's funny you say that, because and we talked about this a little bit off air.
Yeah.
I love being underestimated. I love being counted out, because there's no greater motivator, you know, and I've been, you know, from the time, and I talk about this on stage, I did 40 movies before I even started Entourage. And most of those roles were tiny little roles that are one line, and then I would go in there and make a meal out of it, and suddenly they'd go, come on back, and suddenly one scene turns into 3 and 5. Suddenly I have a nice role in the film. And that was my job, because I'm no particular type or age. You can't look at me and go, oh, he's this, you know. I
mean, who would have thought of you as Mr. Selfridge? Who would have done?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who would have done that?
Well, the only way I got Mr. Selfridge is in the UK, they had seen Entourage, and they thought, listen, we need someone to play a guy who invented the department store and was an innovator and who can handle 4-page monologues. And is American. You know, so to be honest with you, the variable was nothing to do physically. It was just, can this guy handle it as an actor? And so for me, right now, I am not doing a Q&A. I'm not doing a book tour. It's not a victory lap. It's straight stand-up. And I love the form. And I'm a big fan of the form. Joe Rogan recently, you know, when I was doing a show with a bunch of these guys, he goes, great. That's all we need, another actor trying to do stand-up. And he was right, you know, and then he saw me and went, wait a minute, you know, you're taking this really seriously. And I am. Like, it's, you know, I'd love for you guys to see me, because is it an actor playing a stand-up? No, I'm doing stand-up comedy. I'm telling stories with tags, going deep into these stories, doing impressions. You know,
you do impressions in your act?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll do an impression. You guys interview me as Any character you want.
Any character?
Any
we
character.
want.
Well, I mean,
But it has to be someone like very surreal, like Owen Wilson or Stallone. Or
Carrie does a good Owen Wilson.
Let's
I
hear
only
it.
do one word though.
Yeah.
Which one?
Gosh.
It's really awkward. I'm the butterscotch cowboy.
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
There you go.
Yeah, Jen Aniston was here. Was really. I'm with my brothers. We're go karting. It's wonderful. Ciao. I'm in my pajamas.
so now do you we're talking to Jeremy Piven, who's going to be at Wise Guys when?
Tonight, 7 and 9:30 tonight, and we're going to be doing meet and greets, hanging out, taking pictures, and tomorrow night. So it's 4 shows. Tickets are going fast. Can we? This is going to be really cheeky, and I apologize, you guys.
Fine.
Can we give away a couple tickets? Is that
Certainly,
possible?
sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I think the people of Salt Lake City deserve it.
So 877-602-9696. You do have to be 21 to win these tickets.
And it's the
Yeah.
downtown Wise Guys, right? Yeah.
Downtown Wise Guys.
It's right over there.
Let's get into it. Jeremy Piven here, three-time Emmy winner. Who's counting?
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. We
That's
did
right,
a
Golden
little
Globe.
of that.
Now, I was reading this thing about you being George Costanza. What was that? I didn't know this.
Well,
Oh, it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what? I at the time was a regular on a show called the Larry Sanders
Right,
Show.
I remember
and
that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My
It was
son's favorite show of all time.
a man of taste.
Mm-hmm.
So I was having a blast, and Mark Hirschfeld, who cast Seinfeld, approached me and said, "Would you be interested in playing George Costanza?" And I have to be totally honest with you, and this is horrible. I had never seen the show.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never seen
I
Seinfeld.
didn't know that was possible.
I know, but by the way, I've never seen an episode of Friends, so I'm like I'm a strange. I'm not American. I'm literally technically Serbian, apparently, or something. I don't know.
guess.
So I went in there and auditioned, and I had met Jason Alexander on the lot, and so I did my Jason Alexander impersonation. And I got lucky and got it, and listen, I knew these guys were the Beatles. And they were so kind to me, So I think it was almost better that I really didn't have a reference for them because I was on set having a blast with them. They were so kind. I had, I was a part of a little bit of history, and it was incredible. So it's almost better because I would have, I would have been a fanboy. It would have
I'm
been
going to
too
look
much.
it up. I'm going to look it up and watch
It's-
it. That
it's
should be
funny,
great.
yeah.
I'd like to see it. Jeremy Piven, in town, Wise Guys. I think I'm going to come by. And
Please come
catch
by.
the- yeah. It's I'm curious to see what you do because you're an excellent actor.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see stand up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, listen, it's performance based. Okay, so it's the mixed martial arts of performing. If you think about it, because you have to be a writer, you have to know the form and navigate the form completely, and then you also have to have all these performance based history to you. So for me, it's the greatest challenge creatively I've ever had in my life.
Did you perform it for your mother?
I did, and it's funny you say that because I did the Laugh Factor recently, and she came, and I've never been so nervous in my life. And, she had a great time, and I made her laugh, and that meant the world to me because she's tough on me, and she's honest. And so that was huge. But for me right now, it's like, can I make an audience laugh from beginning to end? Can I take them on this journey? Can I continue to get better? And the answer is no. I'm viciously mediocre. So none of these things. No, I'm having a time of my life. And the thing that people say to me the most, and forgive me for saying this, but is they say to me, "I had no idea you were this funny," which to me is like one of those weird backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
It's almost like, "Oh, you look better in person." In other words, I look like something that fell off Shrek's balls on television.
Well, the chat room says you haven't aged since Gross Point Blank. You look the same.
Since Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
In Gross Point
How long
Blank.
ago was that?
Oh, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years
One
ago.
of my favorites.
Oh, my God.
Well,
No.
it's the hat keeps you looking young.
It's the hat.
It's the hat.
It's a young
It's
hat.
really the hat.
Oh, I've got I have a young face and an old head.
You do.
You know what I
do.
mean?
I think
That's
it's
like
true.
I come from a long line of follically challenged men. This is a true story. My father went and auditioned, and I come from a lot of men who are balding. And my father went in, and he was wearing a hairpiece, and he looked great. And they said, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Piven. The role is for a bald man." He goes, "Give me 1 second." He ran out, took the wig off, came back in. They said, "Nah, I'm sorry. Now we just can't see you as a bald man. Now we envision you with hair." It's like, no, I am actually bald. They go, "No, we know, but
too late.
It's too late. Yeah, we've already seen you with the hair."
Too bad.
That's great.
Too
So
bad.
tonight, tomorrow, wiseguyscomedy.com is the website. You can go and buy tickets there. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
guys
good
for
show.
having me.
Yeah.
But by the way, this is going to be awkward, but I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hang around. That's fine.
No. Thank you guys so
You
much.
you can stay if you want.
No. We've got to go and do more stuff, but I'll see you guys tonight.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Take
All right.
care. Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good to see you.